Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a book review on the book Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I literally love this book. So basically what happens in this book is there's this girl named, what's her name again? Oh my god, I just finished reading this book. I can't even remember her name. What is her name? Oh my gosh, I don't even have her name. I don't even know. Okay, one second so I can find her name. Okay, I found it. Her name's Hannah, and she has this best friend named Gabby, and she just moved back to LA from New York because she was staying over there. And basically, she has this best friend named Gabby and this ex-boyfriend named Ethan. And Ethan and Gabby kind of get back together, I guess you could say. Well, they meet again, I should say. Gabby takes Hannah to this bar, and Ethan's there. They chat a little bit, and then Ethan, at the end of the chapter, Ethan asks Hannah if she'll leave with him. And basically, this book is basically in like two points of views, like what would have happened if she went with Gabby, or what would have happened if she went with Ethan. And basically, the ending is still the same, but with just different people in her life. I honestly think that the scenario that actually happened was the one with Gabby, because like I don't really think you can come up with that in your head. I honestly think that the Gabby one actually happened. But basically, she goes. I'm gonna tell you the story of like what happened if she went with Gabby, and then I'll tell you the story of what happened if she went with Ethan. So basically, she has no roots anywhere in the world at all. So she goes with Gabby. She chooses to go with Gabby after the bar, and they're taking pictures at this place with lights and stuff. And then Gabby and her husband Mark, they're taking pictures, and Hannah's like, "Oh, I could get a better shot in the street." So she presses the light thingy mabob, and then she goes in the middle, like you know how like there's a walking figure, or like when you're about to cross the street, you press the button, and then you wait until it's a walking figure, and then it has like numbers. But basically, she did that, and the numbers weren't over. She was like about to take a picture. She took the picture, and then she got hit by a car. But yeah, she got hit by a car, and Gabby and Mark ran over to her. The thing is still happening. It's a hit and run basically, and that technically that is illegal. So basically, what happens is Hannah goes unconscious, and they do emergency surgery, and she's like in a hospital, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you've been out for 3 days," and then she can't talk right now because there's like a tube in her throat, and also she broke both of her legs, I think. Or she broke one of her legs, I don't remember. She broke basically from here down. She broke her pelvis and both of her legs. So she can't walk. She has to learn how to walk during this process. But basically what happens is she broke her pelvis, and her parents come, and basically her parents are like, "Oh, you could tell me if you don't want us in your life, like they want, oh my god, I don't know how to explain, like if you don't want us to stay here because the mom and dad are staying here, but Sarah has to go back because Sarah's a ballerina in New York, no, in London, and she got into a really good school for ballet. So basically, she tells them that she doesn't really need them anymore because they were never, like, they were there, but they weren't there for her. So basically, what happens is, like, they do that, and she meets Henry, her night, what's it called, person? Her night aide, I guess you could say. Her night nurse. And basically, they start to grow feelings for each other, and he can't really like be with her because technically he signed up for that, and you can't be with the patient unless they meet each other somewhere else, and then they get married. So basically, what happened during this is Mark. Okay, so Hannah and Gabby, they go to Mark's office because he's a dentist, and they find out that he was kissing another woman. So he was cheating on Gabby. They get divorced. Also, Hannah lost her baby. She didn't know she was pregnant at the time. Like when she had the accident, she lost her baby in the accident. And she didn't know she was pregnant at the time. She was 10 weeks pregnant. And the people were like, "Oh, did you know you were pregnant?" And she was like, "No." But, okay, to what I was saying. My aunt just walked in, that's why. But basically, they find out Mark's cheating, and he doesn't leave the house to her. She basically takes the house. So, what are you doing? again, my aunt came in and she was trying to do some stuff, but she was like spraying her hair. But basically, what happened next is she takes the house because she was cheating on her, and then they get a divorce. So, and she kicks him out of the house, and then she talks about meeting this guy named Jesse because they had kind of like a clique when they met before her and Mark got married, and she knew that he wasn't really the one. And then basically, Hannah learns how to walk, and she learns how to walk and all that stuff. And she meets Henry again, like, before she leaves the hospital, she's, like, trying to find him. And he was like, sorry, I had to, and then she leaves her a note, and he's like, sorry, I had to move shifts because people were starting to notice how comfortable we got with each other. And I signed up for this, and I told them that I wouldn't do something like that, so. And he was like, but if we meet another time, and you all you have to do is say hi first, because if he engages it, then he can get fired, and if she engages it, he can't. So basically, she's like, hi, hello, hello, hi, because she read the note, and they meet at the cinnamon roll shop, and then she's like, hi, hello, hi, hi, and he was like, hi, and then he was like, did you see my letter? And she was like, yeah, and then he kisses her on the street, and then they get married, basically. 3 years later, they're married, and Hannah is pregnant again, but I don't think this time she doesn't, what's it called? This time she doesn't die. No, the baby doesn't die, and it's a girl, and basically, Gabby is married to Jesse, the one they were talking about, so, yeah. That's what happens when she goes with Gabby. The next thing happens if she goes with Ethan, she doesn't get in the car accident. She becomes successful. She gets a car, but she finds out she's pregnant with Michaels, which is the person that she basically slept with a grown man, a married man, and she didn't know that, but she knew it, but she didn't know it, because he never wore a ring and never talked about his home life. He just, But basically, Ethan is like, oh, you're pregnant? And she's like, yeah. And he was like, what if it's my kid? And she's like, it's not. I was in a relationship before I was in a relationship with you. And basically, the first time he comes back, she's like, think about it. And she's like, okay. He's like, okay. And then after that, the first time he says, oh, I can't do it. I can't be with you. And then like a few weeks later, he's like, oh, yes, I can be with you. And then Mark comes home one day after work, and he's like off kind of. And then he splits, like, he's like, oh, I can't be with you anymore, Gabby. And instead of them catching him, he basically comes out and gives her the house. And he changes everything up so Hannah can live there because she's like, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, wait. Okay, so in Gabby's story, when she goes with Gabby, that's what happens. He gives her the house. But when it's just Hannah, like, and she's like didn't get in the car accident, what happens is they find him cheating. So basically, they find him cheating on that time, and it's so weird. It's so off. But you guys this book is just really good. You guys really just have to read it. This video is getting too long. It is called Maybe in Another Life by Taylor Jenkins Reid. You guys really don't know what you're missing out if you don't read this book. Sorry if the lighting, because like the little light doesn't want to like. Okay, I'm going to turn the ring light. Actually, no. Okay, that's better. By Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it's just a really good book. It's just great. But that's the end of this video, guys. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you like this video, and if you'd like to see another one just like it. Until next time, guys. Bye.